This is my jam. Do you know the original? Well, I think it's the original artist of this song, Eduardo. I think that you probably
should.
Do.
I
think that you should. It's a woman.
Cher.
It's a woman. Iconic. Close. I'll appreciate that answer. It's Robin. Dancing on my own.
Hold on.
Yeah.
It's a one name female here. If it's I'm going
Robin.
One name, I'm going Cher. Sorry.
One time,
I'm just going Cher.
One time somebody said I looked like Cher, and it was the best compliment of my entire life. Truly. Anyway, we're talking about the Phillies, not me right now.
How can we get right back on track here?
We can't. We're going to get back on. Listen, this is what we do. We can throw a lot of balls in the air and then we juggle them and catch them back up. I'm
calling you Cher from now on. That's all.
What a sharing is. My aunt won a Cher lookalike contest, by the way. So I will take the compliment. I will take that all day. I don't look like Cher, but I will take it. I don't want to talk about me anymore. I want to talk about the Phillies. Phillies win the series 6-0. Yesterday was the Sunday victory over the Colorado Rockies. Here's something that's really interesting to me, and I can't wait to hear your take on this, is since Don Mattingly has taken over, they have been playing fantastic baseball. They've won their 4th consecutive series now, and it's just been it's been different baseball. It feels like a different team. Why?
Because they're a good team. This team on paper is a good team. This team, when they re-signed Schwarber, they knew that it's either get to the postseason, go deep into the postseason, be able to have a team that can beat the Dodgers and get to the World Series. This is a good team. They got Wheeler back. Christopher Sanchez now on the middle of a scoreless streak as well, over 20 innings of scoreless streak. Yesterday dominates on the mound as well. They need their superstars to be superstars, and that's what they're doing right now. They're just a team that can play. They have a closer that's now healthy. He's back. They have setup guys that are ready. They have a starting rotation that is capable of getting them to the postseason. And it's just, I think it's a team that was underachieving. They weren't meeting expectations whatsoever. And now they're able to come out. And yesterday, while I was watching the Sunday afternoon game here at Marlins Park, Lone Depot Park to be precise, and even Franny said it. Franny said, look, they went back-to-back home runs. Now we're seeing the type of team to start off the game. It was Schwarber, it was Harper, that we're supposed to see. And it was a disappointing start to the season. But yes, Don Mattingly takes over. Is it coincidental a little bit? I would say Don will say it is, because these guys are capable of playing to their ability. But now we're going to find out if they can stay consistent and, most importantly, stay healthy. If they're healthy, I have the Philadelphia Phillies in the postseason. I do.
I mean, listen, I had the Phillies winning the division. That's how good I thought they were. I thought they had a nice offseason. Right. I did feel like they needed to add a bat. I felt like, honestly, Kyle Tucker was a good move for them in right field. They let Nick Castellanos go. We just talked about him and his big moment with the Padres yesterday, but I felt like the Phillies still needed a bat in that lineup. I'm okay with teams running it back. I have no problem with that. I had no problem with the Yankees running it back, but with the Phillies, it did feel like, Bryson Stott and Alec Boehm and Brandon Marsh have kind of been at league average for their careers. I kind of felt like we knew who they were. Now, listen, their numbers have been better as of recently since Don Mattingly took over, Marsh in particular, but I felt like they could have added one more big bat to that lineup, and they didn't. And so this is the lineup they have, whether it's Don Mattingly taking over or Bryce Harper talking about, there's this elephant in the room almost, and that you just need something to happen one way or the other. Now, I will say this. I've been in a situation where I've been waiting to be let go, right? And a place that I was working was having massive layoffs. And you're just sitting in this in between, and it's stressful because you're like, am I going to be let go? Am I going to stay? Obviously, That's not the case for the team. That's the case for the manager. But whatever it was has been lifted. And Rob Thompson is such an incredible manager. Like Topper did an amazing job with this team. And now the reins have been passed to Don Mattingly, who is wonderful in his own right. Whatever it was, it actually doesn't really matter because the Phillies need to play winning baseball. Their payroll says so. Their talent says so. And now you're seeing it finally on the field.
Look, what they addressed also by getting Adolis Garcia, they wanted to address defense. Right, he's won a Gold Glove in the past. They were hoping that he was going to be better defensive, and they were going to be able to now neutralize a little bit on the defensive side, where Nick Castellanos was always talked about that defensively he was not the guy. They're hoping that El Bombi, that's his nickname, Garcia, that he can now provide a little bit more offense and get comfortable in that scenario. I think now that the weather is starting to get warmer, I think he's going to be better. I thought last year was a down offensive year for him. He was dealing with some injuries. I think this year, especially starting now mid-May forward, it's going to be a lot better for Adolis Garcia understanding his surroundings there. But look, let's not make any mistake. This is a team that can beat you with a long ball. They need to beat you with a long ball. They weren't doing that early. They need to be clutch. They weren't doing that early. And we all know about Alec Boehm's off-field situation that I think went into his play as well. And I feel that he's going to be better moving forward. So we'll find out offensively if this team can. But I think defensively they will. I think pitching they will. And I think because of that, they are going to be a team that's going to make the postseason either as a wild card or they're still going to pose a threat to the Atlanta Braves in that division.
Yeah, and it's going to be tough though because like the way that the Braves have played, they're starting to separate themselves, and it's their brand of baseball right now is by far better than the Phillies brand of baseball right now. The Phillies are still climbing out of a hole, right? They dug themselves so deep. They're still a couple of games back from getting back to 500. They're 9 games back of the Braves, and so they have to play their best every single day. They didn't lose the season yet, right? But they're middle of the pack right now and middle of the pack in the National League too. Don't forget all the good National League Central teams that are above 500 in the division, right? Don't forget that the Marlins and the Nats are going to be a nightmare for them in their own division, ruining seasons and ruining records because they're playing better baseball and they can hang with them. And then you have the NL West. So for me, it's an uphill battle for the Phillies. I think they're up to the task. Kyle Schwarber's been fantastic, 4 straight games with a homer. He's got 8 in this span. He's got 16, which is tied for the most in the league with Aaron Judge. When Kyle Schwarber gets hot, the rest of the team gets hot. He is the pace car for the Phillies. They need him to be that long ball guy. To your point, the other interesting thing I saw, Eduardo, that I wanted to bring up was Trey Turner's quote. And Todd Zalecki shared this on MLB.com. He covers the Phillies for .com. And Trey Turner said that he probably took 1,000 swings over 4 days, including 350 on Friday. He went 0 for 6 on Friday. Okay, his hitless streak extended to 11 at bats. He took 0 swings before Saturday's game. He went 4 for 5. That's baseball.
Yeah. Huh? That's baseball. And it's funny because yesterday during Mother's Day, by the way, Feliz Dia de las Madres, 1 day late to my mom because I went to see her yesterday, went with the roses and the whole thing. We were talking about, I was talking to my dad, Tony Perez, right, the Hall of Famer, and and we were mentioning about some of the injuries, right? Carlos Correa getting hurt, ankle, hitting in the cage. And he's like, when is enough? When are hitters going to realize that now when the season has begun, you don't have to swing as much, thinking that you're going to have of those 350 swings or 100 swings or whatever it may be in the cage, that's actually going to do worse for you. Sometimes less is more because now you let your body rest. You're able to just use a little bit of the visualization instead of all the time being swinging. The body's going to give out at a certain point. We see a lot of rib cage oblique issues. We see a lot of, in Carlos Correa's, a freak injury right there. Eventually, and this is from a veteran guy, I get it, talking about hitting, but when is enough enough? I know Fernando Tatis Jr. right now is probably swinging all the time, has yet to get a home run, searching for that home run. And it gets to you. Mentally, it gets to you. But sometimes you have to step back like Trey Turner did and said, let's show and go and see what we've got and trust the work that I've already put in, not only in spring training, but pregame with what I'm supposed to get to then be in the game.
Yeah, they got work to do, though. They got a lot of work to do right now in the wild card. They are 4.5 back, which doesn't sound like a lot, but a lot of good National League teams playing some really good baseball. Yeah, we got a lot of baseball left, though. A lot of baseball. Yep. Thank goodness we do. We also have more coming up. This